it. For what can a man pass down to his posterity more valuable? Self-government is the reason why the words "we the people" have so much profound impact on our Constitution, for it lays upon us the responsibility of responsible living. But when self-government is achieved, there is a natural and a beautiful byproduct. It is the limited necessity for external government. And it is with that expectation of people governing themselves and their households well that our ancestors invested blood and sweat and tears in creating a limited, local, and accountable government led by men of reason and virtue, led by men who opposed the tax and spend mentality that was so prevalent in England. But not only in England, but is, as I speak, corrupting the rapidly expanding government of the United States of America. Men who realized that when a government expands beyond its necessary boundaries, every ounce of further growth is equal to an ounce of liberty lost. And it is this limited, streamlined government which was never looked upon for provision. Amen. Those who were in true need were assisted by their neighbors, by churches, and by charitable groups, providing the physical resources and the necessary education which led them to productive jobs. So how did this compare? Amen. So how did this compare to the British system of poor laws? It was done with greater efficiency and at a fraction of the cost. Make no mistake about it. Those who penned our nation's Constitution wanted no part in a government which affirms poverty by demonizing prosperity, and no part in a system which affirms laziness by robbing from the productive. And they had an answer. In direct opposition to the socialist concept of community property, they created a system based on the ownership of private property. We call it free enterprise, and both now and then, it is one of the greatest friends of productivity. And laws were established to prohibit those in power from stealing from the fruit of one man's labor and giving it to another who did not earn it. We call that redistribution of wealth. And both then and now, it is one of the greatest enemies of productivity. It is not only oppressive, it is entirely unconstitutional. And so, the pathway to freedom and prosperity is clearly marked by signs written in the ink and the blood of some of the greatest men in world history. And although America is even now lost in a terrible wilderness, there is hope for our nation. But that hope does not rest upon the shoulders of any organization or any political party, but upon the shoulders of the citizens of the United States of America. So the question of the day is not where does the Democrat or Republican Party go from here? And the question of the day is not where do the Tea Parties go from here? But the question of the day is where do you and I go from here? If you desire to experience those meadows once again, if you desire to play an active role in restoring our nation, and if we desire to see the potential of what can be made true, I ask that you take with you today words of promise and encouragement and hope. Take with you this promise. If we return America to the foundation of faith and morality and education, we will witness the same blessings that rained down upon our forefathers. Blessings of freedom and justice and prosperity. Blessings Blessings which will rekindle the torch of liberty and renew its brilliance. And blessings which confirm the promise that no nation will ever be left in the wilderness by following in the footsteps of those who taught us to love God, love America, and love our fellow man. And take with you this encouragement, that it is self-government that gives us the right to demand limited and accountable external government. And each man and woman here who is self-governed, and each man and woman you know who is self-governed, and willing to inject themselves into local and state and federal affairs, and even local and state and federal office for which some of you are called. We will turn this nation back away from the cliffs of socialistic disaster, and we will return to a constitutional republic governed not by the rule of men, but by the rule of law. And take with you this hope, that any effort to do what is right is never in vain. One man's feet are set to mischief, though he, along with 1,000,000 others who practice evil, appear to gain the entire world. Let it be known that it is this man's life that is worthless. He will be forgotten sooner than the grass that is withered, and will burn 1,000 more times as quickly. But there is a man whose feet are set to do what is right. Though the whole of mankind prospers from doing evil, and though he appear to profit not a penny, let it be known that this man's life is of more value than the entire world. So do what is right. Do what is right by all means and in every way possible. Do what is right. Of all the pathways we could follow, there is but one that is tested and proven. And of all the moments in our nation's history, now is the time to march. And today I have pointed you toward that pathway. And today I have given you simple marching orders. And now it is time for you to take your friends and your neighbors by the hand and to place your feet upon that pathway and join me as we march forward in restoring this nation to greatness once again. May God bless each of you for being here today. May God bless the great state of Florida, and may God once again bless the United States of America.